Anin Bujo, Haumitakopi. This evacuation has been a massive undertaking for our organization. And there were so many things that needed to be done. And it came to our realization that we cannot do this alone. And no one can do it alone. So we partnered with many of our organizations, our colleagues from all across Manitoba. And we wanted to concentrate on the outlying sites, such as in Brandon, Dauphin, Winkler. And previously we had Saugeen and Peguis. But we approached Southern Chiefs organization to see if they can help us. There were a lot of things we were doing, supplies, accommodations, essentials that everyone needed. It's not a very good place to be for a lot of our northern people. So I'm very happy today that the Southern Chiefs organization have really stepped up. They've been looking after the sites outside of Winnipeg, and they've done a massive job. It has really helped us to be able to concentrate on the work here in Winnipeg. So on behalf of our MKO Chiefs, we want to thank the Southern Chiefs organization, Grand Chief Jerry Daniels, my friend, my colleague, for his support during this very difficult time. Kinanaskomitnao Haumiwech.
Yeah, we've had the fortunate ability to have staff who are quite prepared to really take on this task, and we've stand shoulder to shoulder with our brothers and sisters from the north, those who are experiencing a crisis. We want to be here for you. We're here to help ensure safety. We've been advocating tirelessly to ensure that we stand with you, and our hope is that our homes are able to be we'll be able to return home, that our homes haven't been damaged. Those are our hope and our prayers for the young people who are having to, a change in their lives and disruption in their schooling. And so, we pray for you, and we really want to let you know that we're here to help advocate, to ensure that you have a partner here. And so we've been working very closely. I want to acknowledge all of our staff, our managers, and frontline staff who've taken upon themselves on a moment's notice to stand up and to be there on site. And also want to thank our youth chief here, Youth Chief Bird, who has also started to work with SCO in a capacity that could be supportive of the evacuees. And so I brought him here with us today as well, just to showcase the importance of our young people rising to the occasion. And so thank you again to Grand Chief Settee for his leadership, and to the leadership who've stood up and voiced the concerns of our people and the experiences they've been having. Thank you.
All right, just a brief intro, and then we'll go to questions. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was wondering, which sites are you talking about that MKO and SCO are?
We're looking at the sites in Brandon and Dauphin, and also Winkler is one of those sites, and Portage La Prairie.
So these are the congregate shelters you're talking about?
There are some congregate shelters, but also there's some hotels, but that's where the people need help, because we don't have enough manpower to be able to go to all these. So SCO has stepped in, and they've taken their staff there, and they're doing an awesome job there.
So logistics and communications that are very important when you're having an influx of people, making sure that the accommodations are being well kept.
And how many folks are in the Winkler area?
I would say at close to 100 people.
And are they in hotels there?
Right now, I don't have that information in front of me, but I would imagine that a lot of them are in a shelter, a congregate shelter.
I think a lot of those specific questions that you may want, we're able to provide that to you probably very shortly. Anything specific that has to do with the numbers of people and sort of the movement of people from site to site, we could provide that for you.
And I wanted to ask about your position on what Premier Canoe said yesterday about, they have, it sounds like they have the power to direct hotels to open up their rooms. but that's not a step that they're taking at this time. I just wanted to see if you had a position on that.
Well, I think, owners of hotels should obviously, be mindful of the fact that the people who you serve are in the middle of a crisis. Where the people who are within this region are going through an extraordinary event, and it takes extraordinary leadership from the business community as well to meet this time of crisis.
So do you think that they should use these emergency powers to free up hotel rooms?
I think that the owners of these hotels should rise to the occasion and do that on their own.
I had a question about the return of your community members, because it sounds like a lot of people came to the south via the military. So what's that return going to look like?
So anyway, there is a task force that's being created right now to facilitate a process of repatriation, and the mode of transportation will probably be buses, and having a coordinated effort to bring everybody home through a system where buses are being used. One of the communities is isolated, so that'll be a different process, of course. So they're already starting to plan on how they're going to repatriate the members of our First Nation communities. So it's something that's happening already. They're starting to plan, and when that plan is available, they'll be able to execute it when the time comes for everybody to go home.
And is that a task force like MKO and SCO, or who else is
No, mostly it's the people that are online all the time. The province is on there, the Red Cross is on there, and the First Nations themselves. So they're having but mostly it's the First Nations that are taking the lead in doing that because they know what is best for their First Nations.
Grand Chiefs, these partnerships, helping each other fill gaps, in the longer picture when you talk about the province and other organizations, what else is needed from your two groups that, could help out in the long term or even the short term of this crisis?
No, this effort that we have, this partnership that we have, it's not something that we started today. It's something that we always do. It's just that we never have a chance to really, have people look internally and see what's happening. There's something that happens all the time. We work together, we pull together, and we stand with each other. And long term, we'll always stand together, whatever the situation is. It could be treaties, the violation of treaties, hunting, fishing, trapping rights, etc., etc. It's something that we always do. We stand together, and it's something that's ongoing, and it's we've been doing that ever since our organizations have been created.
I think a time of crisis like this, what it's showcased is the fact that we're able to really communicate very well. Our logistics the way we've been able to coordinate all of that has I think worked out very well, and we've been able to service those gaps, and having to meet the need that we're seeing on the ground, I think has been the highest priority for all of us, and being able to do that in a timely way as well has been very important to anybody and everybody who's going through this situation right now.
We'll do one or two more questions.
Do you want to talk about some of the donations that we need?
Yeah, you're standing in it right here. I don't know, Billy, you want to say a couple things about the donations?
Buju, nindo maganidak manidu beneshin dijnikas magaze dutem oshkish kanaganing shugwa chakosipin dunjaba nishna benendao. Good afternoon, I'm Youth Chief Bird. A couple of the donations that we're needing is baby supplies, personal hygiene supplies, and underwear for women, children, and men. Couple things that we might need are toys for our children, toys for our toddlers, and other necessities for our children. Miwich.
Speaking on these donations, it heard that at one point these rooms were full. How appreciative are you from those coming to support that these donations are coming in?
I think that our people, all of the people that have been evacuated, really appreciate the effort that's been made to reach out to them. And even myself, I'm very moved how much support we have received in donations. It's something that I don't take for granted. None of us take for granted. It's good to see that Manitoba has stepped up. The people of Manitoba have stepped up to reach out to us in a time of crisis. And it is very moving and very humbling, and also to know that our people are not alone in the struggle. It's good to know that we are not alone with SCO working with us. You know, it makes you feel like you're not alone, and we're going to go through this together, and we're going to take our people home. We're going to bring them home, and but it's very humbling, and I'm very, very grateful.
I have a question on a separate topic, if it's all right. I understand you guys are preoccupied with evacuations right now, but like, in the midst of all this, there are conversations going about new trade and potentially oil pipeline through the Hudson Bay. I'm just wondering, as all these discussions are ongoing, is there a message that you have for the province or other leadership?
Yeah, you know, when you're talking about rushing to build oil pipelines or energy corridors, you have to recognize that the land is alive. So whatever we do has to respect the long-term sustainability of the land. Our very life depends on our coherence with it, or our mutual dependence. We have to be in tune with the land. We can't be just damaging the water. I mean, the fires itself is already hugely damaging to the north, and so we have to keep that in mind when we're talking about development of large-scale development projects. And also that ownership, when there is going to be a large-scale project within this country, within the lands of First Nations, ownership is key for First Nations.
When you're talking about projects, when you're talking about exploration of minerals, mining, etc., in the past there's been hydroelectric projects, and now there's pipelines. The first thing that comes to my mind is that there's people that live there that have treaties, and they've had these treaties as far as we know. Like, the treaties have been there since the 1870s, but the inherent rights have been there since time immemorial. Any process that happens, you have to respect those treaties and those inherent rights. Those should be paramount in any discussion. So there's always that rush telling us that there's only a limited opportunity. That's bullshit. The minerals will all be there. The minerals will always be there. And nothing will happen unless the First Nations in those territories say it's going to happen. Pardon my French.
Are there any other questions on the partnership or the fires?
Just one more question for the Grand Chiefs. Going forward, obviously an unprecedented fire season to this point, but we're still at the start of what is usually the peak season for fires. If we go into this long term, is there enough resources to make sure we get through this? If we see another couple months of bad fire season.
I think the human will is obviously to look after one another. I think that's the value of Canadians. I think that humanity generally wants to be there for each other, and so I think that people will rise to the occasion. And I have faith in the business community. I have faith in people throughout our country that we will do everything we can to meet the challenge in front of us.
Good.
All right.
Good. Thank you very much.
Please delete the bullshit comment.